What's cracking, y'all? It's your boy Mafia coming back to you with another video. So we're gonna check out some Wrestlelamia news. WWE star backstage heat. Brock Lesnar having a new look. Roman Reigns as Akuma, which is crazy. Some Rock news and plenty more. So we ain't gonna waste any more time. We're gonna dive right into this. And I appreciate y'all love and support. Let's get right into it, man.
What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including The Rock never returning to WWE, Brock Lesnar's shocking new look, Roman Reigns has a huge role in Hollywood, bad news for SmackDown, a WWE star has backstage heat, a huge new WWE feud revealed, an injured WWE star breaks silence, the real reason why WWE cancelled a show, Cora Jade is ready to profit off the perverts, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia XL. Now let's see the intro and get straight into our first story.
Show y'all to subscribe to Wrestlelamia if you haven't already.
Now, first story looks at The Rock never returning to WWE. Now, top story today takes a look at the possibility of The Rock finally returning to WWE, and based on some breaking news, it looks less and less likely with each passing day. Yesterday, it was announced that The Rock is set to star in another major Hollywood movie. The final boss himself will star in Breakthrough, described as a psychological thriller in which The Rock will play a motivational guru. Deadline adds, set in turn of the millennium Southern California, the story follows an alienated young man who comes under the influence of a motivational guru whose intoxicating charm masks his morally questionable methods of manipulation and his own concealed darkness. The story behind the movie project is A24, which is one of the more prestigious studios in Hollywood. This is a huge opportunity for The Rock, but naturally this means that a WWE return is unlikely anytime soon. Not even for SummerSlam. The Rock only committed so much time to WWE in 2024 because his acting schedule had cleared up, but now he's simply not going to have any time to fully commit to another WWE run or a matchup. It looks highly unlikely that the dream match between The Rock and Roman Reigns never occurs, as well as Cody versus The Rock, and it's ultimately going to look like these dream matches are only going to be viable via 2K25. Wow. Next up, Roman Reigns is a huge...
Like, even with that, I'm still kind of upset about everything that's been taking place and whatnot from this year and last year. I go back to last year, you know, when it came down to the Raw at the WrestleMania and Cody Rhodes being the champion, and him letting him know that I'm taking time off, but when I come back, we're going to pick up where we left off at. Thinking that it was going to be a potential match between the two for the title. He said, with it or without it, we got unfinished business. So that's what everybody was hyping and anticipating for. We never got that. Then Rock makes his return, and this is the first Raw on Netflix, and it was at the Intuit Dome in Inglewood, California. You see him and Roman Reigns had an interaction for the very first time since Mania. And, you know, you see Rock, like, pretty much acknowledging the crowd and all this other stuff. Granted, he is in his final boss character, and we're thinking, all right, we're going to get a heel Rock, you know, especially him being the final boss. That was never the case. He was shining out even Cody, even Mama Rose, all that stuff. Then when the match between Solo and Roman Reigns, after that whole thing was concluded and all, you see him go in there, give Roman the Ulafala, and give him his respect and all that, and left out. Which we people thought it would have been a potential change if we could have a match that could have been at least Rock versus Roman, and, you know, to this year WrestleMania. That ain't happen. Then it was the whole interaction between him and Cody, and him talking about he wanted his soul, and that became a whole big factor and all, and it kind of led into the Elimination Chamber with John Cena winning it and all, and him being a contender for Cody, you know, for WrestleMania. It was, you know, Cody declining Rock's soul and whatnot, and Cena went to go hug Cody. You see the Rock, there was the slit throat, 3 shots, strike 3 and all. And then, you know, he officially turns heel and align himself with The Rock and whatnot. So all is going on that you say Rock played a focal point, and the fact that we haven't seen him ever since that moment right there, it's been crazy. And I kind of glanced over this, and this is my fault. But when we did see The Rock again, that was Bad Blood. That was the first time he showed up when, he was on the stage. Didn't say the word, but, he was pretty much doing a slit throat, then did the strike one, strike two, all that stuff. And that's when Cody and Roman was teaming up. So I kind of glanced over that, but I say that to say this. Rock inserting himself into certain feuds and whatnot, we're going to expect you're going to be here consistently so people can see what you have to say next and whatnot. Even though he said that when it came down to the whole Cody and Cena situation, he didn't want the spotlight to be all on him, and he wanted to just be about Cody and Cena and whatnot. But the things you did, and people now are anticipating for you to show up at WrestleMania and whatnot, that's your fault. Like, you can't have 1 foot in and 1 foot out and expect fans to forget about that. No, we're going to take that and we're going to pretty much criticize you for it. Like, we was never fans of it, and it even upsets me now. And I was saying for the foreseeable future, do not put Rock in any more WWE feuds. Like, just continue letting it be where it be right now, and him not, involving himself in major feuds. He could pop up and all that, cool, but do not put him in any feuds. Leave it how they are and move forward with that. That's why I stand on it.
Role in Hollywood. Now, it's not just The Rock that is set for a new Hollywood project, as Roman Reigns also looks set to make huge moves in the movie industry. According to Deadline, Reigns is in consideration to feature in the new live-action Street Fighter movie. Fightful Select would add that Reigns is in the early stages of negotiations with no official deal signed just yet. It was also stated that the former WWE champion is rumored to be playing character Akuma. In Street Fighter, he's actually the younger brother of Gouken of Ryu and Ken's master. Just like Roman Reigns in WWE, Akuma is also OP in Street Fighter. But Reigns has been on a part-time schedule in WWE for a number of years now, so this wouldn't change much if he was cast in the new movie. With that being said, venturing off into Hollywood is something that Reigns has wanted to do for a long time, and it would be a major breakthrough for him if he lands this huge role. Next up, bad news for SmackDown.
That kind of confirms that if anybody expected him to be back and have the WWE title and go on another run, you can chuck that up. It's over. Because now, most of his attention, if he do get the role to play Akuma in Street Fighter, he's going to be, spending most of his time filming. And if I'm being honest right now, another live action Street Fighter movie, I hope it's better than the original one back in the days when it was called Street Fighter the movie, because that one, it was horrific. It has some infamous parts from certain characters in it, especially having John Claude Van Damme playing Guile, and then the whole Bison thing. Like, it was okay, but seeing it now, and I saw like images of Roman Reigns as Akuma, they could potentially pull it off. Because I think Roman can play a good Akuma, if anything. He got some good acting skills and all, so I feel like him playing that Akuma role would work out. So I'll be definitely looking forward to it. But when we took him out from a WWE standpoint, and him, seeing him that much in 2025, I don't see that happening. I think the most we probably see him is around SummerSlam. And then he'll probably go on another break, probably. So we'll see how that whole thing turn out.
It was widely reported that SmackDown would return to its 2-hour format next month. However, it looks like this isn't happening. According to PW Insider Elite, the USA Network has SmackDown listed for 3 hours in early June. Internally, the USA Network has Friday Night SmackDown listed for 3-hour episodes in early June. The original plan was to return to 2 hours in early summer. Now, the 3-hour format for SmackDown hasn't exactly been received well by fans.
Sure
Adding
wasn't.
an additional hour on the Blue brand was always ambitious, and most of the feedback from fans state that the show is far too long, and WWE are evidently struggling with what to book in the additional hour.
Right.
It also doesn't help that top stars such as Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, and even John Cena have pretty much been absent from the show, and the show is without a full-time top star
That's
to
a
carry
fact.
the brand. Next up, a WWE
And I
star
agree.
has
Like, I've never been a fan of SmackDown being 3 hours because we're so used to it being 2 hours and whatnot. Like, we're used to Monday Night Raw being 3 hours because they always had things to, fill her in to make it interesting. They made things we may like, some things we don't like, and whatnot. But when you actually have a good feud and matches that we care about, feuds that we care about, then having a 3 hour show is not bad at all. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, when SmackDown had the 3 hours, when it was stuff on it that we cared about, feuds we care about, matches we care about, all those other things, that made them 3 hours smooth as hell. It was never a snooze fest. I can definitely give credit where credit is due when it came to those things. But when you don't have your top guys on there, like Roman Reigns, like Cody Rhodes of the world, John Cena, Randy Orton, all that stuff, it can fall flat here and there. Now I'll be honest right now, Jacob Fatu being there definitely helps out more. LA Knight being there, Jay Cargill, Bianca Belair, the Street Profits, like they hold their own, but it fits better when it's 2 hours because now it don't become so boring to where people are like, all right, I'm ready for this to end. Like some fans, some crowds in the arena will be too tired. They'll be died down. Like, all right, like they don't get no reaction for certain people when they competing. Like it will sound dead, and probably because they mentally checked out because certain things it's not catching their feelings right now. They're like, just get it over with. Like, let's just get to the main event. So, I'm not a fan of the 3 hour shit. I want them to go back to 2 hours. But if they're going to stick to this whole 3 hour situation, you got to make things interesting. Bottom line. Because I'll tell you something right now. If you don't have nothing for those 3 hours, they're going to have people locked in for every segment, for every promo, and whatnot. You're going to lose them in the sense of they ain't going to care anymore. It could be as interesting as ever, but if the crowd not engaged, they expect them to be, you can forget about that. So there's that. Crowd play a huge role in this too, because you're overseas. I bring up Belgium, when I bring up France, when I bring up London. Those crowds is engaged and they like make every match as if it's main event worthy. So crowd plays a focal point too. So I feel like for us American crowds, we got to do better too. We had to be better. We got to make sure that every match, every promo that's on that show matters and that we're engaged. Because if these overseas crowd can do that and they completely shit on us, when it comes out of reactions and making that show worth watching, that look bad on our part, and we just got to do better. There's that.
Backstage heat. A Karrion Kross went viral over WrestleMania weekend with an incredible shoot promo. The promo attained millions upon millions of views on social media, and Kross has since reflected on the promo during a new interview with Ariel Helwani. According to the former NXT champion, some wrestlers gave him a standing ovation backstage for his promo, whilst it rubbed others the wrong way, and he got some backstage heat for his comments. I got a standing ovation when I saw everybody the following day, which felt awesome, and I had no idea that this was going to resonate the way it did with people. A few people even came to me in tears saying, "Thank you for saying what you did. I was just being honest." I had an open criteria that day and I told him, I said, people are going to watch this. I have something to say and I have a feeling people are going to want to hear this. So I said it, sort of got heat for it. Sort of. Yeah, not everybody was thrilled about that. Cross has basically been removed from main roster programming as he hasn't had a featured feud since before WrestleMania.
Wow.
Cross is predominantly being used on WWE Main Event, and it looks like WWE have no concrete plans at this stage for the talented star. Next up, a
And
WWE
I
star
don't
almost
get
shaved
that,
his
man.
head.
Excuse me about that. I don't understand that whatsoever. Because this is a man who I believe was taken as a joke when he first came to the main roster, when Vince McMahon was at the helm of everything. And we looked at him when he was in NXT as a legitimate threat and somebody you can really pay close attention to. When he got to the main roster, I'm like, okay, he gonna make a name for himself and be a force to be reckoned with. And then him losing to Jeff Hardy, that's just didn't sit right with me. And some of the stuff he would wear, where he looked like a goddamn sex slave for crying out loud, like it really killed his whole demeanor. And he wasn't even taken serious at all. So for him to come out there and speak what was on his mind, and you know, just let it be known, like to take a shot on me, it's a risky move to do. But when you have people behind you that is looking forward to that, of course, that could also be that green light for you to have that rocket strapped to you and whatnot. So the fact that they don't see that, and they take him off of live shows or whatnot, and he's on main event, I'm not feeling that. Even then, the crowd's still chanting for him. Even at the main event shit before SmackDown come on, Raw come on, when they had that main event for I think an hour or probably 30 minutes or shit like that, he's still getting that huge pop. And it goes to show you, no matter where you place them at, if they love you, they're going to cheer for you. Bottom line. So he's getting that recognition no matter where he's at or wherever you place him at. His merchandise getting sold and all that too. I think he said it was sold out on it. And people care about Karrion Kross. And if you take a shot on him, if you give him that opportunity, I guarantee you, this man is going to deliver. So you can't put him at fault for speaking his piece and whatnot, and just asking for it. Like if it works, it works. If it don't, at least you tried and whatnot, and you can move on for that. So I hope they really listen. And I'm talking about Triple H. I'm talking about everybody backstage. Give this man a chance, and you see where it goes. Just give him a chance.
Speaking of Karrion Kross, he almost returned to his shaved look late last year. During that interview, Kross stated that he was going to shave his head for charity, but then WWE wanted to turn it into a storyline. I actually almost shaved my head in December. I was going to donate my hair to a charity that was going to turn it into a wig, like a wig for kids that are suffering from hair loss for whatever it is that they were doing. They wanted to time it creatively so we could kind of kill two birds with one stone, but that didn't come around. I made a good donation in the absence of donating my hair, so I work with them on the side. Now, this would have been interesting to see if WWE would have brought back the hair versus hair match type for this angle. And with Kross being willing to revert to the shaved look, it's always in WWE's back pocket if they ever want to revisit this idea. Next up, Karrion Kross teases a Money in the Bank win. Karrion Kross has teased becoming Mr. Money in the Bank. On the Ariel Helwani show yesterday, Kross would directly address the push from fans to see him win the briefcase this year. Kross would pick up a replica briefcase from the set and pose with it before looking into the camera and saying, "Imagine that." The still image of Kross with the briefcase has lit social media on fire, and there's definitely a ton of interest in Kross being in the match. Should he be this year's Money in the Bank winner, or should WWE hold off until next year? Next up, a huge new WWE feud.
I'm going to say this right now. Yes. He should be the Money in the Bank winner. Now, a lot of people are going to say it should be LA Knight. Some people are going to say, it should be CM Punk if he inserts himself in there. Some people say even Cody Rhodes and whatnot. But if I'm WWE, if I'm booking, if you want a fresh start or building back up a character who's been shitted on for so many years, and I'm talking about Karrion Kross, you have him win that. You have him win it, be the mastermind like he always been, backstage and whatnot. And when the timing is right, you have him cash in whether it's for the WWE Championship or the World Heavyweight Championship. And I guarantee you this, just like when Damian Priest won that Money in the Bank briefcase and he became El Capitan, or El Senor Money in the Bank, excuse me. People cared about that, and it was always waiting right when he's going to pull that trigger. For somebody like Karrion Kross to do that right there and knowing the reaction he's going to get, it is going to fucking deliver. So I hope he do get a qualifying match. I know as of right now, me recording, they're doing the Money in the Bank qualifying matches. So if he somehow, some way gets one, whether on SmackDown, on Raw, I'm all for it. But please give this man an opportunity, just like I said previous. And it starts with the Money in the Bank.
Feud revealed. Now we may finally know Rusev's first major feud since his WWE return. PW Insider Elite are reporting that internally in WWE, there have been rumblings of a program between Rusev and Sheamus. There have been rumblings of a Rusev versus Sheamus program having been pitched for the Raw brand.
Sign me up.
The two men are extremely close friends behind the scenes, and they could create magic together if
Hell
WWE
yeah.
allows them to cook in the ring. There's been a lot of fantasy booking on X recently with Rusev and Sheamus, as a lot of the fans want to see the two names team up and form a super team to take over the struggling tag division over on Raw. Next up, Cora Jade says she's going to profit off the perverts. Now, Cora Jade was part of the recent releases made by WWE. While she hasn't given up her dream of wrestling, she's now moved onto a new venture. Jade, who's now using her real name Alana Black, has launched her OnlyFans account, which is reportedly going live on 2nd June with a monthly price tag of $15.99. Black took to social media saying, "See you in 12," along with a saucy video. Some fans took criticism to her new ventures, but Black fired back saying, "By the way, it's called being able to wrestle wherever I want and also being able to profit off you being creeps, which you were going to do for free anyways." Get this, at the same time. Some took issue with this message, saying that it's disrespecting those who are actually going to pay for our content. I don't know, do what you got to do to get that bag, right? Next up, an injured WWE star breaks her silence. Zoe Stark, who was horrifically injured on Raw this week, has broken her silence when it comes to her injury. Stark would take to X to state, "Wow, the love and support means more to me than you'll ever know. What hurts more than my knee is knowing I won't be able to perform for all of you for a while. I love what I do and I'm blessed to do this. As the saying goes, the comeback is greater than the setback. Love you guys." Now, there have been no official comments from WWE related to Stark's status. It was reported yesterday that she'll be undergoing an MRI and then having knee surgery, but this is yet to be confirmed by WWE. Sadly, WWE are preparing for the worst, as according to Fightful Select, those spoken to backstage in WWE say that they're preparing to not have Zoe Stark for the remainder of the year. Again, we're wishing Zoe Stark all the best for a fast recovery. Next up, a star praise backstage. Chelsea Green is often labeled as Triple H's best rehire. The inaugural WWE Women's US Champion makes everything work, and now work has earned her praise backstage. According to a new report from PW Insider Elite, Green is even getting compared to The Miz. Another talent that's been routinely praised internally over the last several months is Chelsea Green, who has cultivated quite a positive reputation for herself for a willingness to jump in and do any media needed for the company, as well as other ancillary events, whether they be community outreach, fan agreement for VIP events, or beyond. We are told that WrestleMania weekend especially, she was being praised for her work. One source compared Green to The Miz, who is always the company's MVP when it comes to coming across great as an ambassador for the company. Green has always stated that she wants to be seen as the female Miz, and Green is already being labeled as a WWE lifer by fans, which means that she will remain with WWE in some capacity until the day she retires. Next up, the real reason why
Here's the thing. I love Chelsea Green's work. You know, I feel like she just has the charisma, and the in-ring work backs it up as well. Like, she is somebody you can look at as knowing that she is entertaining as well. And when she became, you know, the first SmackDown Women's United States Champion, she made that title like prestigious and made it, you know, interesting for you to potentially get and whatnot. So, and I just love her work, you know. And I truly believe she's going to be a future world champion, especially continuing to just be herself the way that she is and just entertaining. She's going to be a women's world champion, whether that's Raw or SmackDown. It don't even matter. But, you know, seeing the recognition that she has back then and being compared to The Miz, which is not a bad thing because The Miz We know one thing about Miz, as much of a prick he can be on that mic, when he gets serious, he's on some next level shit. You know? I mean, you can't even deny it. And Chelsea Green can go in on mic too. When she doubles down and really speak her piece and whatnot, she can be taken serious. So I'm really looking forward to see what they have set up for her. I know she's gonna still competing with the women's United States Championship match, especially with Zelina Vega having it now. So she's still gonna be in that whole title picture and whatnot. But I definitely look forward to her to being a future world champion very, real soon.
WWE cancelled a show. Now, as we covered yesterday, WWE officially cancelled their upcoming NXT TV taping in Florida. WWE wouldn't offer any official reason as to why the event was cancelled, but according to a new report from PW Insider Elite, the event was indeed cancelled due to low ticket sales. The NXT taping in Tampa was yanked because with the low ticket sales, the feeling was that the show would come across stronger in terms of atmosphere on television from the WWE Performance Center, especially since they were so close to that venue as opposed to a smaller crowd in a larger arena. WWE cancelling a show in this era due to low ticket sales is unprecedented. However, WWE's call to have multiple shows in succession in one location was a bold move. This can work for major events such as the Royal Rumble and Wrestlemania, but revolving an entire weekend around a lackluster Saturday night's main event show just doesn't have the same appeal to fans. Next up, Brock Lesnar resurfaces
with that. TKO, they gotta do better with ticket pricing. Like, they are really ripping us off by the fuckload, because it got to the point where now for NXT, which I think is the more cheaper route if you want to go to a wrestling show, you can go there and whatnot and don't have to like spend so much versus going to Raw, SmackDown, or a PLE type thing. And now it's gotten to the point where certain fans now are just not going there because it's starting to get too expensive. And I'm like, you're pretty much taking away the actual fans that loves professional wrestling, and you're getting people who just don't really care so much about it. So that is kind of it's annoying and pissing me off every single time, because even before the whole TKO situation right there, when you got tickets to the show, like, you wasn't spending a boatload of money for, no matter where you were sitting at. Now with TKO being in the mix, and you know how big they are, especially with the UFC and everything else like that. Now with them involved and the advertisement and all that, you know shit gonna start getting expensive. And now you're starting to see that transitioning into NXT now. It was already happening with Raw, SmackDown, even PLEs. Now it's getting to NXT. This is when, like, you have to draw that line in the sand and say enough is enough. Because if this keeps up, now you're pretty much losing money too. And I know that's the last thing you want to happen, especially from WWE. So I hope this do get turned around and they stop ripping our pockets and really let legit fans like all of us, including me, like, enjoy the show for what we have right there without having to spend almost like $200-300 fucking dollars to sit in the nosebleed seats. Like, it's insane we got to that fucking part right there. And if this shit keeps up, expect fans to start to pass on even going to the live shows and whatnot, and rather watch from their homes, where they don't have to spend much, only $7.99 or $10.99. That's it for a month? Come on now. Just do better, man.
A shocking new look. Brock Lesnar's public appearances are few and far between, yet Lesnar was recently spotted alongside his wife Sable with a brand new look. The former WWE champion now has a long straight hair, similar to Chris Jericho. He was also in something that we rarely see, a three-piece suit. What do you guys think of Lesnar's new look?
I'm enjoying life.
Finally, where are the Wyatt Six? Now, final story today takes a look at the latest news when it comes to the
Yes,
Wyatt
where are
6.
they?
It's been confirmed by PW Insider that the Wyatt 6 have yet to be added to WWE's live event touring schedule. With them not being billed for future live events, this likely means that the stable won't be returning to TV anytime soon. However, WWE live event listings are always subject to change, so this could be amended in the coming months. The Wyatt 6 situation is very bizarre, as it was reported a number of months ago that they were waiting on Uncle Howdy to receive medical clearance. It was also claimed that Alexa Bliss was going to be revealed as a key member of the group, even the leader. However, Bliss has gone in a completely new direction over on SmackDown and has all but distanced herself from the supernatural elements of the persona.
Right.
It'll be interesting to see how this group are presented when they return to television. There was a rumored match versus the Judgment Day, which was initially planned for Wrestlemania 41, and with the Judgment Day teasing a breakup on TV, this is a possible direction to go down. The group collectively last appeared on TV back in December 9th, 2024, meaning they have yet to make a single appearance on WWE programming in 2025. But there you have it, folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know.
And here's the thing with that, like with the Wyatt 6, they was interesting when they first got revealed and whatnot, and definitely seeing them, pretty much be revived, especially after the passing of Bray Wyatt and whatnot. And we thought that was gonna go somewhere when they had their feud with, I believe, the Final Testament. And after that whole situation there, it was just like everything just went completely down the drain. Now I know people were saying that Bo Dallas was probably dealing with an injury or something like that, or kind of like derailed everything, from them coming back and all this other stuff. But I truly want to see them back in WWE again and really be a force to be reckoned with. Whether if Alexa Bliss is involved or not, don't matter. We just need to see them back on television again. So I hope real soon we do get that, because I love the Wyatt 6. I think they're interesting and definitely can make some noise on any brands, regardless or so. So we'll see how things turn out. But overall, this was a very good wrestling news and whatnot. I enjoyed it. Comment down below. Let me know what you think about this video. What's your thoughts on some of the takes that's been talked about on here, and let me know down in the comments down below. But make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell so you get notified every time I drop content right here on this channel. I appreciate your love and support. Road to 200 subscribers. Continue to keep God first, trust the process of anything that you do in life. Your time will come, and I'm gonna catch you on the next video. Peace.
Game over, yeah.